Hello everyone! I had a wonderful comment on one of my videos this morning, and it has inspired me to get out this experimental journal because she said that seeing this journal and it inspired her or gave her a breakthrough to make her own journal, her own rubber band journal. It was such a compliment for me. She had a breakthrough, and this is what I'm doing these videos for, is to share some things that hopefully will work for other people. And it's really nice to know that it's working for someone. So keep bringing those comments and let me know what you need to see and what you want to see and stuff. So she inspired me to get out this journal and to play a little bit in here. She's made one of these journals, and it's just plain scrap paper. There's some junk mail stuff, flyers, stuff in here. And it's held in this piece of cardboard with rubber bands. So, and that's all it is. There's something about this kind of book to play in that does make it very easy to do stuff in, to just experiment, just to play in. Working in a book is very intimidating, and I think that's why I did my breakthrough as well, working in those little pamphlets that I have put in this book. And I should do a flip through because I've added a lot to it, but I'm going to wait and add a little bit more before I do a flip through. But when I was working in the signatures for this, it is very freeing not to have a book to work in. I don't know what it is about the book that makes you afraid, and it's just nice to work in something and know that you don't have to keep the page. You can get rid of the page. We did some work in here yesterday. We did some acrylic paints, and I'm not going to do acrylic paints altogether like that again because I had pages that stuck really bad. I'm not really worried about it. This one warped really bad too. I'll just cover that up with something and move on. This is that kind of a book, just some place to fiddle and experiment in and not worry about it. Not worry about it at all. So I've got the cards out. So if we run into some time, we can play with the cards and work with that. I had somebody else post in Art Experiments, and she had watched the homemade stamps, and she had a whole bunch of new ideas. Great ideas. So I spent the morning kind of working out some stuff. One of her ideas was, what do I start with? Toothpicks for lines. So I got some toothpicks out, and what I did was I glued some parts of toothpicks onto cardboard and did my little tape thingy so I could lift them up and stuff again. And let's just get a page out here. And this is what I got with mine. I think she said hers turned out a little bit better, but and maybe it's the way I'm stamping. I like to press real hard on it, so it's kind of light, and like I said, it might be the way I'm stamping, but I do like the randomness of it. That's going to be fun to work with in the future. And I did a kind of a square one too, and it might be too big, and the cardboard might not be flat because it doesn't seem to be stamping really well for me. Press it down real well, but it does okay. So And the way I did that, I broke off the toothpicks, and after trying to do it with my hand once, I said that's going to be really painful after a while. So I went ahead and used some pliers, or pliers, and broke the tips off, and it was much easier and more controllable to make different sizes, to do it that way. So that's what I did, and then you can break that in half again, and then glue on. I just used Elmer's glue today. That's what I had. Glued it on, let it dry, and there you go. So the other idea that she had, which was fabulous, and where is it? Okay. She thought of the rubber bands on, she's using hotel keys. This is a gift card, but on something plastic so that you can use it with acrylic ink or acrylic paints and be able to wash it off. That was a genius idea. So, so this is this one. And again, I got my tape out there. And I'm just using a stamp pad, but it works really well. So that'll be fun to experiment with some acrylic paint here later. I actually had one of these plastic cards that a car dealership sent trying to get me to buy a new car. So I cut a great big huge piece of it and put some rubber bands on it. Same kind of thing though, so that works well. I was talking about the stamps. So there's a couple more ideas for stamps that I just want to add. Foam shapes. You know how this one I got at Hobby Lobby, and I probably got it after Christmas, so it was probably 80% off. And I just glued one of the trees on my piece of cardboard and put my little tape on there, and it makes a wonderful stamp. I could put more than one tree on there and it would be good. So that's an idea. I'm sure Easter, I wonder if there's still any around, bunnies and, stuff like that. Just an idea. And I made another foam stamp myself, putting it on, I glued it on one of those pieces of the plastic car dealership thingy, cut another piece of it off, and I've glued some of the fun foam on that, and it seems to be holding up really well. So I'm kind of hoping to be able to use acrylic paint with that as well, and it stamps really well too. Liking this one a lot. I need to put tape on that one, but I like that one. So plastic, a hard piece of plastic of any kind, gluing that fun foam on is a great idea. She was genius. Love the plastic idea. And when I said writing on these things, this is just a piece of fun foam, or the foam, the craft foam, glued on a piece of cardboard. I like to glue it on first and dry it, let it dry so that it's stable, and it does. But I wanted to show just how I put lines in it. I just draw on with a pen, and I don't go very deep, but it makes a great impression. And so much for my doodling. But yeah, just putting some lines in there. And my arrow is kind of lopsided. Make it interesting. Let me put another line in there just to show you how it works. And that's all I did. I just drew that in there. And of course I should put some tape on it. And let's see how it works. Oh, that one's good. I like it. I like it. So I had left with showing you how to do the styrofoam, and I did some experiments with styrofoam. Like I said, I like to glue the stuff on first, and I glued some pieces of styrofoam onto cardboard, is what I did. Let me go to a different page. And this one I probably should have cut in a circle, but I didn't. And what I did was I glued this piece of, a great big huge piece of styrofoam. It's a lid from a egg carton, one of the 18 ones. And I took some hard things like this and I pressed it in really hard. Took a tin can. I was thinking I could stamp with that, but the bottom lip comes out too far and I can't get to the paper. I was very disappointed. I'll have to do some crown rubbings on that. But this was my second, and I just used some lids and just pressed them in to make these indents. There's one thing about the styrofoam. Once it has a dent in it, like this line right here, it won't come back out. It does not pop itself back out. So once you have something like that in there, it is in there for good. So let's stamp this on there, just so you can see what it does. And we're going to run out of time before we even do anything. It doesn't take ink real well, but it's something different. It's interesting, a little interesting. And like I said, all I did was glue it on a piece of cardboard, and then I took my stuff and I pressed it in really hard. Because when you indent this stuff, it does not undent. So that's what I did for that one. I'm going to make another circle thing, except I'm going to make this cattywampus. Let's see how it works. Okay, and this one, yeah, and then the center. Press it real hard. And you know what? I don't think I want it square like this. So I'm going to try to rip some of this off. It's going to make it a funny shape on the outside. Oh well. I didn't like all that square around it. I probably should have made it round. Next time, I'll cut the styrofoam round and put it on there before I glue it. Let's just take a look and see what it does. Interesting. So you can do just about anything with the styrofoam this way. You can take a pen and doodle in it. You could do Zen doodles or triangles, whatever. Do some swirls, some spirals. And you can really indent it a lot. Or not very much. see what that does. Let's get a page out here that I don't care too much about. Just curious what it would do. So we're almost out of time and we didn't get to do anything. I was going to do some ink smushing or something. Yeah, I don't like that so much. But anyway, that's about the way that that goes. So, you know what I'm going to do? Let's get this page out here that we already played with a little bit. And I am going to ink up this new stamp that I made with some Distress inks. Since I can get it wet, you know what? I'm going to spritz it. Put it on there. Yay, I like it. Like it. Yes. So that works. I love that. I'm going to have to find some more plastic and do some more of these. Love that a lot. Let's try with the rubber bands. Let's do some blue. I'm going to just ink them up. Now this one, I am going to try without spritzing it first. See what happens. Oh, that turned out pretty good. You see that? Yeah. We're in business now. We're going to make all kinds of homemade stamps. I was going to talk about some stencils today too. Where's my spritzer? I like spritzing. I don't know what it is about that distorted. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So I was going to talk about some stencils, and I'm going to run out of time, so I won't be able to. We could do a little bit of ink smushing on this page since we've already started to finish up this video, and maybe I'll make another one. Let's put some red on here. Let's put some purple on here. And let's put some green on here. Let's really make it colorful. Do a little spritz. And put the color on. Love it. Love it. All my garbage up here. I gotta do some on the other side. Can't have just one side. My camera's gonna turn itself off. I will probably come back. Thanks for watching. In case it does. Before I get a chance to smush this.